Hi, everybody. Good afternoon, good morning, good evening, whenever you're watching the show. Hi, it's so good to see you. If you have not watched the show before, hello, my name is Callie, and this is the AllBrands Show. We are broadcasting from the allbrands.com main or head store, I guess, over in Baton Rouge. This is our nice little broadcast studio. And we have a really jam-packed show today. So I'm gonna go really quickly through a few things that I wanted to let you guys know about before we bring on our guest today. So you guys, Houston is so close. We are coming up on it really quickly. We have so many amazing people that will be joining us at the booth, including our guest today. So please, if you are coming to Houston, come to booth 942. That's the AllBrands booth. Come and say hello. It'll be great to see you. And if you can't make it, I will be behind the scenes broadcasting the entire festival virtually. So if you cannot join us either on Facebook or YouTube, right? So we have that going on. We also have some Columbus Day financing that we just started yesterday. 18 months of deferred interest on purchases of $5,000 or more, or 48 months equal pay with purchases of $10,000 or more. So go ahead and apply for that Synchrony financing right now if you are considering making a purchase, especially on one of these amazing machines that we are going to be talking about today. And guys, don't forget, at the end of this show, just like we always do every single show, we will be giving away a $100 AllBrands gift card at the end of our broadcast today. So stick around. It's going to be a bit longer of a show today, but I think you're going to want to stick around for the entire 90 minutes because we have a lot of information for you. So before I bring our guest on, let's just go say hello to some people in the chat. We've got Carolyn Weinert over in South Dakota. We've got Delia Sotelo over in California. We've got H. Charlene Scott from North Carolina. We've got Ann Philbeck. It's so great to see you. Oh my goodness. And Holly Klein from Minnesota. Oh my goodness. You guys, it's so good to see all of you. So quick intro, super brief. We're going to run through it, but I'm going to go ahead and bring on our guest for today, the amazing Coleen Swettman. Hi, Coleen.
Hi. It's nice to see
today?
everybody. It's a good day here. It's not raining today.
Yes. Oh my gosh. Same here. So it's a good day, nice and sunny. Feels nice outside.
Same here.
Yeah. So let's go ahead and just get started. I know we have a lot to cover today. So please go ahead and get started.
Okay, well, I'm going to start off by telling you what our plan is. So this is called PR Possibilities. So if you've ever thought about the PR, this is a great time to tune in and just see what it could do for you. It's a pretty awesome machine. We're going to talk about 3 models of the PR. We're going to talk about the 10 needle, which I'm standing beside. We're also going to talk about the 6 needle, and then we're going to sneak in a 1 needle that has that free arm, and you're going to love that guy. And then let's see, what else are we going to do? We're going to talk about all those 3. We're going to go through some things. I'm going to show you some samples. I actually have a PowerPoint that I'm going to use to show you more things than I can hold up and show you. So I'll do a PowerPoint. I'm going to do some live demo. I'm going to answer questions. And if there's anything that I'm missing, oh, I did talk about if you were new and hadn't thought about the PR, this will get you thinking. But if you've already got a PR and you're thinking, oh, maybe I need a second one, or maybe I need some of those lovely accessories, oh my gosh, the power that you get from some of these accessories is totally amazing. So let's get started. I'm going to have you follow me to a PowerPoint so we can get going. So these are the 3 machines that we'll talk about today. The first one was a 10 needle I was standing beside. Then we have the 6 needle. And then we have the little guy on the left, and that's the Persona. He's a single needle, but his trick is that he does an amazing job with caps. And what some of my friends do is they'll do caps for a big event before they go to the event. And then when they get there, say it's a soccer meet or a football game or something, and then when they get there, they'll take their little Persona along and put names on it, because the Persona is so lightweight and small, and it still is a free arm and does a beautiful job on caps. So that's their little trick that I just shared with you. So we're going to learn about the best sewing and embroidery and quilting machines that I shouldn't have said sewing because it doesn't sew. And my mouse has just decided to take a break. So we'll do this this way. So are you ready for more? More designs, more things, more fonts, more things. The 1055 is truly a game changer. It's a creative power horse. It's a workhorse. And that beautiful, beautiful 10-inch screen is amazing. So sometimes my computer has a little breakdown, and today is going to be one of those days, apparently. So it has a large embroidery area. It is 14 by 7 7/8, and it comes with 4 hoops: the 5 by 7, the 14 and 7 by 7 7/8, the 4 by 4, and the 2 by 1.5. And then we have a ton more optional hoops that we can use. We can expand that to actually a 14 by 14 in size by one of our other hoops. But what you're going to find is typical with a brother, they give you a lot to get started. They give you the 4 designs that they really think you're going to need, and so you can get going right away. And then there are additional, like, I think most people want that cap frame. I know that I couldn't live without the cap frame. So that's always kind of cool. The 10 needle does come with the included wide table for heavy things like heavy jackets. And you'll see some pictures, and be sure to just go ahead and ask your questions, and we'll come back to them. This is something new that's in the 1055X. It's called Quilt Embroidery. So you have 5 that are 2-color quilting sashing designs, and then we have 20 more. Now, the cool thing about quilt embroidery is it does up to 118 by 118 inches. So for those of you that don't know, that's a super king. And what's so exciting about that is the patterns split automatically for the hoop that you choose. And you can do it yourself if you want to. It'll still break it into segments. Or if you're like me, you like the machine to guide you, and the machine guides you, and everything will connect absolutely perfect with its on-screen programming. So that's the way I always go. And I forgot to mention 118 is the top size, but it goes down to a little under 5 inches. So you have a really nice span in there. So this is something I think you'll really get a big bang out of. And here's just one that we did, just showing the casing around a design. And then here are a few, and this one I happen to know because I made this sample. It has 2 of the outer ones, and then it has 2 of the fills, because the 1055X also has additional fills over any of the previous models. And of course, as always, if you were to use our PE Designs 11 software, you would be able to make any fill of your own. Any custom fill, you could make it. So that's kind of exciting. The free arm is going to give you access to a lot of things that you really wouldn't have access to. So it's a feature that gives you that ability to do pant legs, jacket sleeves, bags, pockets, wine bags, zipper pouches, backpacks. All of these and a million other things are exciting to be able to do. And you can do them on a regular machine, but you end up ripping out seams. And with this guy, you don't need to do that. So you can create, you have 1,184 built-in designs, 40 frame pattern combinations, 40 size adjustable embroidery fonts, 11 monogramming font styles, Wi-Fi. So you have wireless LAN connectivity to keep your embroidery, to keep track of it. And I will tell you that my machine is upstairs and my coffee is downstairs. So I wander downstairs to get a cup of coffee, and my machine will tell me on the app that it needs a new bobbin, or that a thread is broken, or that its design is finished. So come on up. So that is really, really a nice benefit, that it will do that with that app. And that's just an app you can put on either your any of your iPhone devices, iPad, Android devices. I have mine on my phone, so it's convenient because I always seem to know where my phone is. This machine has the best positioning capability. It has the Innovi Plus for perfect placement every time. It also has scanning, so it can scan if you have something in your hoop and you're trying to add to it. That makes it just amazing to be perfect. The high-speed background scanning with the built-in camera really, really gives you an advantage. So you just scan your background, then you can actually preview it and see how your design is going to look on it. And then you're ready before you make that commitment to stitch it. And then if you haven't met or heard about our Snowman Sticker, I'm really sorry because you've been missing out. So our Snowman Sticker is an icon, just a little sticker actually, and you just put it on the fabric, and no matter where it is, the machine will find that icon and move the design to be aligned perfectly. Because sometimes you can't hoop perfectly because of a zipper or buttons or an existing decoration, but you want to add, and with this, you're totally able to do that. I love this guy. You have 9 different alignment positions, so you can have it, you can just tell it, I want you to go sideways or because of the fabric or whatever. And then there's also a virtual design preview that gives you live, real-time camera view of the needle area and lets you see the design superimposed on your fabric. So that's really, really just, it makes you perfect. And I really like not making mistakes, because when I first started with embroidery, I didn't know as much as I know now. And I'm really glad to have these tools. It's nice to know that everything is going to come out right. And you can even zoom that view up to 200%. So that makes it so you can really see it good. My Design Center is a built-in software that offers virtually endless design possibilities. You can draw and write on the screen. You can scan in from a scan mat that's included, so you can have a kid's drawing or a coloring page drawing or anything like that. And you can import a JPEG, and you can watch as that image is turned into stitch data just on the machine itself. There is also a big built-in library of shapes to add interesting detail to any project. You can combine shapes to make it more unique, and you can add any of those beautiful decorative fills, echo stitching, stippling inside or outside of your creation, and combine it with an embroidery design. So it's a pretty amazing program, and you can take that one, as you can imagine with editing, we want to really be able to see our edits closely. You can take that up to 1600%. So 1600%. So you can see the tiniest little detail and erase it and fix it if it's not perfect. I love this. Built-in library of shapes with 60 closed and 30 open shapes. Decorative fill options, there's 36 of those. Again, if you wanted your own, you're easy to make your own in PE Design 11 and bring them into your design. They won't be on the machine, but you can bring them in. Is that exciting? Now, these are just a few of the things. This picture right here on the right is showing you the little coloring, and then how the coloring ended up on just a line drawing that a child made, and how it ended up on a shirt for them to wear. And I actually know someone who did that for her and her child's entire kindergarten class, because she was so excited. She just felt like it was something they should all have. So she did it. Aren't you impressed? I know I was. So I'm going to take a little break from the PowerPoint now and go to a machine demo. So we're going to play with the machine. Let's come around here so you can see there on the screen. I hope that you can see my screen. And I hope I can find my stylus. Here we go. So there's all kinds of built-in designs in different categories. And what we're going to do right now is we're just going to choose a font. And we're just going to type in the word brother. So I'm just going to go uppercase, then I'm going to go to lowercase, because we don't need to be screaming brother. So let's see, BROGH. Oopsie, I made a mistake and I misspelled that. Well, that's okay, because what I can do is I can just arrow over, and the G is bad. So let's get rid of that. We'll just delete him. And let's put in a T. There we go. That's much better. So now I'm happy with that. So let's go and choose all the letters. Now, would we like it to be a little smaller? Well, let's see. We can go to middle-sized. We can go all the way down to small, which is pretty small. That one's only 1.75 inches, so that's pretty little. Let's go back up to big so you can see it better. But now I'm not confident that I like that font. So let's go over here and choose our font choices. And remember, how many did they say? I think they said 40, but there's a lot of different font choices in here. And we can choose, these are the little guys. We can choose whatever font we want. I think I'm going to choose, oh, where's my favorite one? Let's choose you. That's a block style. There, that's a nice one. And then I'm just going to tell it okay. So now I've done some things with that. I can also go in here now and change the font still, and I can array it and space it. So array, you can go the up, or you can go the smile, or you can go back to straight. So you have a lot of choices that you can do with that are very, very quick and easy, that really, really add tremendous interest to your design. Now, there was something else I was going to show you while I was there, so let me see if I can remember what it was. Oh, I know. Let's go over here and let's get rid of some of these letters. Oh, I said I broke it into lines. That's operator error right there. So let's just delete the whole thing. And I'll put it back in again. You know, sometimes your fingers get ahead of your brain. And that's what happened here. So let's do this again. B R O T. I'll spell it right this time, because I do know how to spell brother. And then what I can do is I can just delete these letters backwards by choosing the individual letters. There we go. And I'm back to B. And now what I can do, I'm going to set it, and I'm going to come over here, and I'm going to turn it into an applique. So let's add, oh, how about that one? And now I have a nice little patch. And I can make that larger or smaller. Let's see. So that one's kind of a big patch. That's okay. Let me move him right over here. And let's touch this icon and go plus, and a little bit further apart, and plus. And now I have several. I wonder if I could go and put another row below. Let's try. Nope, it's too big, and it knows that, so it won't let me make that mistake. But what's cool about that is now I have made an entire page of patches. In this case, I made some really big ones because I'm going to add lettering to them. You can make smaller ones, and I use them a lot for scout patches or any kind of a patch, motorcycle club, whatever. You can make a whole bunch at one time. So it's really a handy, fun thing that you can do. So let's close that guy down, and let's go back here. And I'm going to add, I'm going to add from this guy. Let's choose this one, and we're going to choose the letter S for sewing. And we're going to set that into place. And I kind of like to quilt around it. So I'm going to add from, first I'm going to make a stamp. And that's an outline. And I'm going to put that into memory. And it says I can recall it from the stamp list. So I'm going to go, okay. And I'm going to touch right here because that's what the stamps look like. And there it is. And we're going to add from my design center, and we're going to pick that stamp, which is right here under the same icon. There he is. And shall we quilt around him? Well, of course we shall, because we can. So we're going to come right down here to our fill choices. The top one was outline choices, and the bottom one is fill choices. And we have fill. This one is stippling, but this one's where all the cool stuff hides. So here are your 36 included background fills. And there's all kinds of things you have here, and then all kinds of things you could do with them. I'm going to add cross hatching. And I'm going to add it in blue because it's brother blue. Whoopsie, did you see I just made a little mark? Well, that was a mistake, so I'll just touch back. And then this time I'll touch the bucket and it will fill the entire area and not just the little speck that I touched. Now, I'm pretty happy with that, so I'm going to go to next. And now these are the choices to control my fill. So I can make it larger or smaller. I'd actually like it to be bigger because it would stitch faster. So I can go from down 50% to up to 200%. I'm going to leave it at that, and you can actually see it grow. There you go. This one would change the angle. This one would add an outline. This one would distort it. This one will allow me to move it off center if it wasn't centered properly. Now, I've actually only had to do that once in about, I don't know how many years I've had these machines. It is so precise at being accurate that it's nice that we have that tool, but and this one is triple or single, and I just want mine to be a single stitch. So I'm going to go single stitch. Okay. And there's my design. And when I set it, it says, okay, are you done with my design center, in case you needed to save that? And I don't. And there's my design with my beautiful fill stitch all ready to go. So you can see how quickly and easily you can add quilting to a block or a garment or anything that you need to tame. That's going to make it easier for you. Isn't that exciting? All right, let's go back and let's do a little bit more with some of the machine features. So that is the 1055X, and it has auto needle threading. And maybe that's something I should just show you in real life, because knowing that it's
before you do that, we actually have we had a few questions really quickly. Anne Philbeck wanted to know, can you show the applique button that you clicked on just now?
Yes, I can. Let's go back to, whoops, let's go back to, sorry, I have to figure out where, there we are. So the applique icon looks like a shield. Can you see it from the pointer?
Yeah.
Okay, that's what that is. That's going to add an applique to this. It's probably going to add it to the, yeah, it's not going to want to do it now because it's in something else.
And
so,
Anne was also wondering, can that be done on the persona as well?
I'm not sure if the persona has an auto applique button, but that's something I will look into because I don't have it in this room.
Right. Okay, well, those were all the questions that I'm seeing in the chat. So please go ahead, keep going.
Okay, where were we? Oh, auto threading. Yes. I think that I probably should just show you the auto threading because it's kind of pretty silly not to see that and have it happen in front of you. So I'm just going to pull the thread. I'm going to try to do it without having my head in the way. I'm going to pull the thread out of needle number 2. They all work the same way, so it's not a problem. And over here on my screen, I'm going to flip it so you can see the screen. Over here on my screen, there's a needle threader icon right here. And you know it's the needle threader because it shows a needle and it shows a hook going through it, and that's what's going to happen. So I'm going to touch this. I'm going to tell it I want to thread needle number 2 so the machine can move into the right position. And I'm just going to touch that threader icon, and I'm going to go back to number 1 so you can see that really close. There's little tiny hooks that come out and they embrace the needle. So I'm just going to go underneath the hooks, underneath here, up to number 2 around and cut that thread. And then I'm going to touch the needle threader icon a second time, and you will see magic happen. It's threaded. And they all work the same way. Now, if you're not impressed, you should be, because I'm impressed. All right, let's go back to the PowerPoint now, because threading is pretty amazing. And now that you've seen it live and they all work exactly the same, you have a pretty good idea of how useful that is. I don't know about you guys, but my eyes are past needle threading age. So these machines will stitch up to 1,000 stitches per minute, which gives you less waiting time and more time for creating. And I know sometimes people will say to me, well, I still have to thread every needle. Yes, you do, but it does it quickly. But what happens is when you're in a design where the thread goes back to a color and it's already on the machine and the machine can go there without waiting for you to rethread it, you've already saved time. So what I found was I was really saving a lot of time when I got the PR. I mean, it was amazing to me how much I could get done. So that one's pretty cool. So we're back on needle threading. I must touch the wrong icon. Here we go. Super, super easy editing for text. You can move the cursor for deletes, and we've already seen that. And then did I show you how to delete a color? I didn't. On this guy, I can just show you on this. No, I'm going to show you this live because, again, to me, this is just totally amazing stuff. So we're going to go right. I think the design I want is here. There you are. So there's a design, and I actually don't especially like it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come over here to this icon. Let's see. Uh-oh, the machine is smarter than I am, and it says I can't do that. You've given me the wrong hoop. Now it should be fine. I'm going to go to this icon with the 2 spools of thread, and I'm going to touch it. And over here, there's a hand to tell it to pause. So if you're going to do applique, it knows and it does that. But sometimes you just want it to pause so you can check everything, and you can put a hand in anywhere you want. So if I want a hand on number 1, I would touch that, or on that thread, and I would put, there you have a little hand. It's going to stop it before it stitches that color. So that's pretty cool. But then up here, it's showing me this. So you see this first design is all that blue, those blue flowers. I don't really like them. So I'm going to touch this icon right here. And part of the blue flowers went away. I'm going to touch the second one. And I can see right here what it is that I'm touching. So I'm going to, look, I made the design different. So just with a quick touch, I've deleted the colors. Now it won't work with every design. It depends on how they were digitized. But a lot of times it does work. And in this case, I got rid of all that extra stuff that I wanted. And now I have the heart that I can use to frame someone's name. And it was quick and easy, and it was fun. And I'm happy that I was able to do that. So let's go back to this. You can move around for all kinds of different things. And the no sew button is just my best friend. So there's built-in tutorials that make doing a project easy. And I always tell people, you know, your dealer is really good to teach you and help you, but sometimes your question is at 2 in the morning and they aren't going to be so happy to get that phone call. But it is nice that you have 29 beautiful full color tutorial videos right on the screen. And what I like about these is you can play them, and then you can pause them, and then you can play them again. So right down here, you can see the pause and the play and the fast forward. So that really, really does make it nice. And they're all in an MP format, so it's a standard format. And we're going to learn about some other tutorials in a minute. So this is the 6 needle, and this is the 680W, and W is for wireless LAN. And this was designed for embroidery enthusiasts and embroidery business owners with features to make you productive and fast. So they have customizable settings for speed, color lock, and disengagement of the needle threader. Now, why would I do that? Well, I might be using a very small needle for very fine work on organza or fine silks. And I can just remind myself, because I'll forget, that I don't want to damage my needle threader. So I will just lock that one out so I can do it by hand. It has a wider range of thread tension so that it can work on all kinds of different fabrics. It has bright, customizable illuminating work for your LED lights with no shadows and easy to see colors. And the large screen makes it easy to work with the expandable library of built-in tutorials. This is a really, really fun machine. And I'm going to have to say I have really, really enjoyed its features. It's very, very useful. The 10 needle is a wonderful machine. So is this guy. The crosshair embroidery drop light laser for precise positioning is a game changer. Because again, with the 10 needle, we had the snowman, and you're never going to screw up a garment because the snowman is going to keep you on target. The same thing is true of the embroidery laser. It is a drop light laser. It will come right down on your fabric. You will see it. It's easy to be perfect every single time. And for me, that's just the best. This one's hoop is 8 by 12. Remember, the 10 needle was 8 by 14. So this is just a hair smaller. It comes with the 8 by 12, 5 by 7, 4 by 4, and 1.5 by 2. So again, you have all of the things that they really think you're going to need. You've got something big enough to do a jacket and something small enough to do a glove. So lots of stuff. The wireless LAN connectivity and the My Stitch Monitor app in case you need to go do something. Keep the editing multiple lines. Can be edited for size and alignment. And I mentioned it just a little bit when we were working in my design center, but you can resize these designs with recalculation of stitches. And it's not just included designs for the most part. That also will include purchase designs. Not always, but a fair amount of the time it will be. So what you do is you just touch the resize icon, and there's a box that comes up with stitches in it. And if you touch that, it then allows you to go a much, much bigger range of alignment. And it will tell you if you're exceeding, it will stop. It won't let you go outside the line. But I love that feature. That I think is probably one of the biggest game changers around, is that you don't have to have software. It's right there. This guy is the Persona, and the Persona is a single needle embroidery machine with the free arm. So it makes it easy to reach and do things like the caps, the sleeves, the pant legs and bags, all the things that are a problem. It is 30% smaller than your conventional flatbed embroidery machine and weighs about 68 pounds. So it's light enough that people will take it. I see a lot of them at shows. I saw one lady in the park one day. It was a dog show, and I was kind of surprised, but she actually had her machine out there. And yes, indeed, she was doing dog collars just as fast as she could. She told me later she paid off her machine in just, the summer season. So with dog collars. So that's a pretty cool thing. Now, this machine does have a little secret, and I'll show you a sample of it later. But this machine does have the ability to stitch the Disney designs that are from iBroidery. Now, you cannot sell them for sale. You can make them for your personal use, but it does a beautiful job on caps, and it's really fun. All of our machines will work with iBroidery. So I shouldn't just limit it to this, but it was mentioned in this slide. From small to big, the sizes, this one comes with 4 little tiny hoops. Here's what you see right up here in the upper right-hand corner. So it comes with the 4 by 4. I believe that's the 8 by 8. And then the little guys are what comes with it. Yeah, it is the 8 by 8. So you have 4 of these little sizes up here, which are wonderful for the small gifts and things. Many, many hoops available for all of these. So we have a lot of accessories. Brother has a full line of accessories to make your project simple and easy. It allows you to grow your creative passion, knowing that we've kind of thought about your needs and anticipated and tried to come up with things for you. Now, I'm going to tell you just a little bit about I am going to tell you just a little bit about designs, and because what'll about accessories, I'm sorry. What'll happen is you will see something and you'll think, wow, I wish I had that. Well, it is great. But if the thing that you would like to have isn't there, you need to tell brother, because there's a good chance that they would do it. Maybe not immediately, but it is something that will get tossed into the processor. So one of the things that's pretty exciting is that they have all these accessory hoops. And what you have to understand about an accessory hoop is they may call it something, and your eyes tell you it would be perfect for something different. That makes no difference. You buy it for whatever it is you think you're going to use it for. Because here's how they do. Down here in the right-hand corner, you see the sleeve hoop. Now, the sleeve hoop is a wonderful, wonderful tool, and I use it for sleeves. But I also use it for those baby long jumpsuits. I use it for pants legs. I use it for bags. I use it for all kinds of things. So just because brother said this is a shoe clamp, trust me, it's okay for you to use it on leather gloves or little tiny bags, or it doesn't matter. You just look at it and go, oh boy, that looks like it'd be perfect for mine. It is. It is. The stand is a must-have for any of the machines. First of all, because the cutout area allows for anything to hang down out of the way, so you're not having to fight with it. It is fully adjustable height. It is stable. It is easily movable, but it does have locks on the bottom so that you can move it, and then the locking wheels keep it from moving when you don't want it to move. It has a place in the opening for the cap frame and for prepping. The thing over on the left-hand side is where your cap frame attaches to. And of course, if you've ever thought about doing caps, if you haven't thought about it, let me tell you this. The first time you look at a cap and you start to think about hooping that round hoop, it's going to make you want to cry. But fortunately, the cap hoop fits right onto there and stays steady, because otherwise you would have a horrible time trying to hoop it. So, and this will fit, I think, all of the PRs, I believe. And it has hooks for grid storage. It's really a nice cabinet. Now, the wide table. When you purchase the tin needle, the wide table comes with it. So, whoops, did I flip slides on you? Oh, I see what's going on here. My computer flip sides on me. That's what's wrong. So it's not changing for you, it's just changing for me, and I apologize for that. Let's see if I can get this back in sync. There we go. So the wide table comes with the tin needle. It is available for the 6 needle or for the Persona. There are different tables. They come with because they have to come with runners. So you have to install the runners. They're really easy to do. I did it myself, and I am no technician, but they're very easy to do. And then they support the heavy, bulky items. So that makes it a lot easier to use. The next one is the Bobbin Winder, which is great for winding bobbins, especially when you want the same color background for lace or for specific fabrics, things like that. It's really, really ideal. And then the next one is the Playbooks. Now, the Playbooks are really, really amazing because they are written by, contributed to by Brother Education, but they're written by one of our experts, and they are user-friendly. They are meant just to be your guide. I know some of you don't live where it's convenient to get to the dealer very often, and I just can't say enough about the Playbook. They have step-by-step guides so that it's going to just work right along with you. They have all the little projects. They have individual projects. They have videos. Now, the video card that comes with it will fit into your machine screen if you have a PR, and you can play them on the PR. I don't like to do it that way. I prefer to run it on my tablet or my computer, because then I can have my computer showing me what I need to do. I can stop the video and I can do it on the machine. So it's just easier. It's faster for me to learn. But there are beautiful, beautiful videos, 5 hours of instruction that you can do at your own pace on a USB drive. Really, really, really a good way to go. No matter how advanced you are, it's really a good way to go. Did that switch back again? It did. I'm sorry. What accessories do I need for hats? Well, there's all kinds of fun things. And I'm going to show you right here at the bottom, you see hats are actually one of the most popular and profitable embroidered items. And there's a reason that you see them everywhere. It's because people love them and they pay for them and they collect them. So embroidered hats have been around for the greater part of a century, and custom embroidery makes them even more special. I will tell you that the flat brim caps sell really well among the younger set, and that my own grandson spent a fortune on a flat brim cap, and I did not have the courage to tell him what it would have cost me to buy that same flat brim cap and do it for him. I think it best if he doesn't know that. But here you can see the flat brim cap frame. Any of you that are women who have ever worn a headband, it works exactly the same. The headband goes on the cap, the teeth pointing towards the brim, and then you just attach it to the frame and put it on the machine. There's the machine driver, and everything that you need is in that kit. Now, the hoop that you see beside that is the round hoops, and we'll come to that topic again in a minute. But the round hoops are great for the cap backs, so that they're always wanting something on the back. And this is just the easiest way I have found to do that is with those round hoops. So that's why those are there. So the flat brim cap, and you can see here the number, so you know what it is. It goes with all of the 6 and the 10 needles except the 600 and the 600 Roman numeral 2. So the 602, those two do not work with it. So the other ones do. So it's great, great. Just a super. So includes the hooping jig, the frame, the driver, everything that you need is in the package. So just a wonderful driver. And I love that guy. So this is the wide cap frame. Now this one only works on 10 needles. So this is not going to work on anything but a 10 needle because it's an ear to ear area. And you can tell by looking at the slide on the driver that it's much longer. And that's because it has to rotate. So that's the good news. You get everything that you want in the box, and it's a huge benefit for cap sales. And I will tell you my little secret, but you must promise not to share. Oh, it's okay if you share. The thing about a 10 needle is right here in the picture, we're showing you a single design that goes from ear to ear. But what I will do lots of times is I will do the front design, which may be their business logo. And then on the sides, I still have all that side space I can work with. And so what I will do is I will put on an American flag, their website, any kind of other, maybe sometimes they want their phone number. I'll put on any other additional information that they want about their business right on the sides. And so that gives them 3 advertising fields. And they love that. They absolutely think that's the best. So just so you know, that's another thing you can do. And this is the round cap frame. And here you can actually see the lettering isn't very bright, but you can see the lettering on the back so that you can get those letters in there. So very, very nice. And this says it's just for the 10 needle. And I haven't had a chance to check that yet. So I will verify that also. Some extra different hoops that we might enjoy having. So let's look at some of these. We have the, it's a magnetic hoop. So if you're doing something that you can't hoop, that one, the top one is the magnetic hoop. Then we have the The new flash magnetic frames. Oh my gosh, don't get me started on those. I just love them. My most beloved sleeve hoop. And then here you can see this is a t-shirt design, and there's the whole long design, and that was done in the sleeve hoop in one hooping. And these flash magnetic frames are just a dream. I probably shouldn't tell you this, but what I do is, like, I was doing a set of towels the other day. That's my favorite when you graduate from high school gift, or when you're getting ready to go away on your own. And you just put the towel in there, and there's little nubs on the outside of the frame so you can line it up perfectly. And then I did the letter, and then when I released the magnets, the towel was so heavy, it just pulled itself out onto the floor, and I could put the next towel in. I was like, oh my gosh. And then, of course, while the next one's stitching, you can pick up the towel and fold it. But I was so impressed. It was so easy. So did I go backwards again?
Oh, yeah, it looks like it.
You know what? It's my mouse. It's not me. I'm not quite that dumb. My mouse is being... So here are the new flash magnetic frames, again, up close. They have the F driver, and they come in 4x4 and 5x7. Again, going back to the 4x4s, that is the typical size for a logo, and that's why everybody focuses and talks about the 4x4. And so that's where a lot of your money can be made, is in logo items. I will also say I do a ton of gifts, and I'll tell you, gift giving, you're going to, when you pay for your own. And here again is that the sleeve frame, and then there's some of the baby onesies with the long designs on it, or a stocking, or a bag, or a sleeve. It's actually being used for its designed purpose there. This is the 14x14. It's great to do for jacket backs. One thing that you might want to do before I jump into a jacket, I'll just a thing like that alignment, and make sure that I've got my fabric hooped, and the hoop is straight and everything. And then I'll go ahead and do it. And these just make spectacular jacket backs and gifts. And this, you will want to use the arm B, which is included, because you notice that when you buy a PR, you get the A and the B. And this one, it works on the B, and the machine will tell you that if you try to do anything different with it. And then also you want to use the wide table because of the weight of that hoop. You're going to want to use that wide table. So there's some jacket backs in the jumbo hoop. There's all kinds of fun things there. So this is a new guy that came out last year, and this is a tubular frame table, and it slides off and on easily. So the table itself is great for those huge and heavy jackets, but sometimes we still needed to use it as a free arm. So the table stops us from using it as a free arm. So this comes out 14 inches from the needle plate, and it folds flat to store. So it takes up no space at all. It's about an inch thick, but it will add a lot of support to when you're doing a heavier item. And this is a really, really heavy jacket. I'm not allowed to say the brand name, but if you're in that part of the country where these are used a lot in construction, you will know them. They're very, very heavy. The picture on the left shows you without the free arm and how that sleeve droops and puts a little extra drag. And the picture on the right is showing you with that tubular table extended and giving you the support that you need. So very, very helpful. What accessories do I need for home quilting and decor? Well, I know that some of you are quilting people, and you'll like that tubular arm to support that, tubular table to support that. But you have the jumbo hoop. The top one on there is the border hoop. Then you have the large hoop, and then you have what's the flat frame. So what a flat frame does is it hoops the other way around. With our hoops, generally, we have the hoop inside, and then the arm goes on top. With the flat frame, it's flipped. So the arm is on the inside and the hoop is on the top. So it's just a different way of hooping it for large things. Here you also can see the magnetic sash frame. And this is a 14x7 embroidery. I'm sorry, it's going to be a 12x7 on the 6 needle, a 14x7 on on the 10 needle. It's held in place with 8 magnets, and when they let us have something to try, there are several of us that would do our best to see if it's really going to work right. So we put some really, really heavy jackets and things in there. I think one of the girls hooped a sleeping bag, and it just did beautifully. So you can rest assured they were tested well. So here is the magnetic hoop, and you can see the magnets. It does have a magnet lifter that looks kind of like a spoon, but I have pretty bad arthritis and I don't have to use the lifter. So, but it is included. So you have it. No need to rehoop the fabric, because all you have to do is pull off the top magnets, the top and bottom, because obviously that's going to keep you from sliding, and then the ones along the side right here, but leave the bottom one. That I wish my mouse would work so you could see that, but leave the one right below the end, those two on, and then you can just slide that fabric up and snap the rest of them in place. You're going to want to hold on to it so you don't pull your arm out of alignment, but you can shift that way really, really easily. This is just an amazing piece and an amazing way to use it. So that's let's see if I can get this. There we go. So here are some accessory frames for the Persona. So it has a border frame, a flat frame, a standard cap frame. It will take the round cap set, round frame set, and the clamp hoop. So the Persona also has a bunch of accessories that are available to it. And there's on the bottom right with the green cap, you can see one of the old style cap frames where you put the brim, and I'm going to be real specific about this. It has 2 metal arms, and the biggest mistake that I see people make is they put the 2 metal arms above the brim. The brim goes between the 2 metal arms, and then you will get a perfect hat every time. See, you learned a secret, didn't you? This is just a quick talk about the Scan and Cut. The Scan and Cut is a really, really nice companion. It can add dimension, or if you like to do appliques, a lot of people are going to appliques now because it cuts down on your embroidery time. You can use the heat transfer vinyl. You can do all kinds of things with this new Scan and Cut. And then here we have, this is the newest one that I'm showing right now. It's the SDX 330D, and it has a wireless LAN, so it can talk back and forth to the luminaire, which is pretty cool. There's a new rotary auto blade, the blade sensor technology with up to the 3mm designs, and this does not require a PC, and it has 1,485 built-in designs. So as is typical, brother, they want you to have a lot to go home and play with. I have a friend who just bought one last week, and I texted her and I said, "Do you have any questions yet?" And she said, "No, I'm too busy playing." So she hadn't run into any problems or anything yet. So this is the SDX 325. It has my connection. It'll send design files back and forth. The thin fabric blade, and again, it's a standalone. It does not need a PC, and it has 1,300 designs in it with quilt patterns and lettering and the built-in scanner. And that just is showing you the new fabric blade and mat. And I think the reason that we've included this in here is so that you can see that when you marry applique, it can be very easy and quick. I know sometimes people draw back a little bit when you talk about applique because they don't want to have to cut it. But when you have something that's going to cut it perfectly for you, then it's a different game. And being totally honest with you, what I have found is when I pull an applique design that was created and is on one of the PR machines, or that I've created in my software, and I take it to Scan and Cut, so far it's been spot on perfect. Now, I'm not going to say that's going to happen every time, but it's happened every time for me. So I'm in love with it. There is a Scan and Cut playbook, and it has tips and tricks and a USB with 9 video tutorials on it.
So Coleen,
yes,
we had a question from Stella over on YouTube about the scan and cut. She's wondering if it only works with the Luminaire, and I think Stella might be referring to the My Connection feature that we talked a little bit about last week.
correct.
I'm not sure if that's compatible with the 10 needle machines, though. Do you know if it is?
It isn't. The Wi-Fi Direct Connect is not available on anything but the Luminaire at this time.
Okay.
But you can, that My Connection part is different. But
Right.
yeah, it will work. You can cut everything for your machine. It just isn't going to go directly over.
Right. Okay. Well, Stella, I hope that answers your question. And everyone, if you are curious about all of the products that Coleen is mentioning, don't worry. You don't have to write them all down. We have a category page with all of these products that is in the description of this video. And we also just left it in a comment in the chat. So if you guys want to shop all of the products that Coleen has mentioned so far, they are all there.
Wow. You read my mind, huh?
We got them nice and conveniently located for you for sure.
Oh, that's cool. Well, the vinyl blade on these can really cut some cool patterns.
Yes.
I did one not too long ago, and literally the person I was showing it to was absolutely blown away. They had no idea that it could do that much, that precisely. So it was kind of fun. Now, this is my favorite. This is a PE Design 11 embroidery software. It works. It was made by Brother for Brother. So, of course, it's going to enhance any Brother machine. What if you have a different brand of machine? Will it work? Absolutely, yes. Absolutely. So it is a full-featured digitizing program. It has over 1,000 built-in designs, 130 fonts. But it also will pull in your true types, so it will digitize the true types automatically for you. It has auto digitizing. It's just a really, really a major player with all kinds of features for you. Create stitches. You can create your own decorative stitches. You can create your own fonts. You can use a fabric selector. You can turn a photograph into an embroidery. And it's just amazing. So I love this guy. And the next picture is something that I love that PE Design does for me. And you see the shirt and you see the little piece of paper with the snowman printed on it. And I talked to you about how wonderful the snowman is. Well, to make him even a step more wonderful, you can take the design and put it into PE Design, and you can tell it you want it to print it. And it will print it with this, if you want it to, with the snowman on it. So all you have to do, I was doing a whole ton of those shirts. So I just cut around that little template, and I just put that little template right up against the edge of the placket stitching, and it would be perfect every time. So I could hoop it, throw it in the machine would recognize the snowman and embroider it. And they were dead on, no mistakes. I loved it. I loved it. I loved it.
So for those of you watching at home, if you have not hopped on the PE Design 11 train, definitely do it. And if you're curious, you can try it before you buy it. Brother does offer a free trial of the software. Obviously, some of the features are going to be a little bit more limited, but you can really see what it's capable of doing even in that free trial. It is amazing.
You're right. And you know, one of my favorite things is,
oh, what is it?
I'm sort of good at organizing, but not perfect. And sometimes I make a mistake. But the design database, which is a part of PE Design 11, will find a design. I mean, if I say I did this design, and there's some I've done this, I did this 11 years ago.
Oh, wow.
And it goes and it finds every design I did 11 years ago.
Oh, that is awesome.
Yeah, for me, it's the best in the world.
So we had a question from Karen over on YouTube. Karen's wondering, can you load on 2 computers if you have to replace a computer?
Totally, sure. I mean, if you were to say to me, hey, I've got a computer at my summer house, a computer at my grandma's house, you can put it on any computer that you want. There is a key to it, and you just put the key in the computer you're using.
Yeah.
There's no limit. You can put it on however many computers you choose. It will only work with the one that has a key in it.
Yes, it's
Does that
really,
make sense?
yes, it does. I hope that answered your question, Karen. Let us know in the chat if it did. And so many people are talking about how much they love their PE Design 11, like Tracy over there on YouTube. It's a fantastic software. It really, really is, especially if you're looking to create your own designs and you want to go a little bit past, say, like, if you have like My Design Center or something on a Luminaire, you know, that it's just a little bit different. There is a lot more room, I think, for control and customizability. So if it's something you're looking for, this is absolutely something to spring for.
Callie, that's true. Another piece of this is sometimes I buy a design and I'm not real happy with the way it was stitched out
Yeah,
in the trial, or there was something in it that I didn't like,
right.
and I can go into my PE design and fix that.
It's so fantastic. It really, really is. And
It's good software.
we had another question. Let's see. So we had a question from Mary over on YouTube. Mary's wondering, can I use these products on my Baby Lock 10 needle?
Yes.
There you go, Mary. And we have another question from TR over on YouTube. TR is wondering, does the product you're discussing apply to single needle free arm machines?
You mean when I'm talking about PE design?
I believe so. I'm hoping so. TR, let us know if that's what you mean.
Okay, so that answer would be yes. It will work not only with all brother machines, but it will also work with everybody else's machine that I know of. And yeah, it works with everything that I've ever come across.
There you go. And they were just asking about the Baby Lock Alliance. So hopefully
Oh,
that
sure.
answers your question. Awesome.
Absolutely, yes. We play nicely. Oh,
It's such a fantastic software. It really is.
and what I like about it is it's pretty user friendly because it's built more on a standard format where you have a file, open it up, those are for that. Here for that, but this is called BES4 Dream Edition, and it has a ton of letters included. It has wireless transfer to your embroidery machine through a card that you put into your machine. It is scan and cut compatible. It has 199 fonts. It has a cloud program so that you can save to the cloud. If you're going to be someplace else, you can pull it off. So it's a pretty nice program. It comes with a lot of designs, a lot of innovative ways to work with things. So any questions about that guy?
I'm not seeing any in the chat
Okay.
right now. I'm seeing a lot of people say that they have, you know, they'll have this software, this particular machine, and they don't know how to use it just yet. I did want to let you guys know, if you are watching this and you are enjoying it, Coleen is going to be teaching at the AllBrands booth for the Houston Quilt Festival at the end of this month. You don't have to go to Houston to see these demos either. So if you do want to learn a little bit more, check out our website and you can subscribe, or you can register to be reminded when we go live so you can see all of Colleen's demos. She's going to have a lot of other information about these 6 and 10 needle machines there too.
Well, thank you for that, Callie. You're right. There we will be focusing more on actual touching of the machine rather than trying to get all this other PowerPoint stuff through. And I'm going to kind of finish wading through this pretty quickly so that we have time to show you a little bit more on the machine. So there's our thank you slide right there. Hooray.
Yeah.
Now, if we want to go back to the machine, we can. Or if you have questions, we can do that too.
Let's see. No more questions. Let's hop on straight over to that machine.
Okay.
Oh,
Let's
look at
go.
that. We just got a question. Just my luck. So Tracy over on YouTube wants to know, how does the Monogram Designer work on the BES4 Dream Edition?
It's pretty straightforward. It's a pretty straightforward program. A Monogram Designer, you simply choose one of the fonts that you want, and then there are all kinds of different monogramming components. So it could be a big frame, and then inside that frame, you can have little component pieces. So it's pretty straightforward, but very, very power packed with a lot of different features to make unique monograms. A lot of of pieces to make a lot of different things, if that makes sense.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
All right, no more questions. Let's hop on over to that machine.
Okay. So let's just look at the machine. All right. What happened?
Oh, that's a good question. There we go.
Ha! That's me. Hi. Let's see if it'll show you the whole machine instead of just me. No, it's not. I bet I know what happened. No, I bet I know what happened.
Maybe a camera got unplugged.
Yeah, that's what I was looking at, but it's just not coming up. I thought,
oh,
maybe it took a timeout, maybe it took a breather, but that's not it. So I don't know. Well, that's okay, because look, we can use this camera. See?
Yes.
There you go.
Oh,
no
we have another question while we were swapping cameras here. Someone on YouTube wants to know, does it work with any scan and cut machine? I'm assuming they mean BES4.
BES4 will work with, pretty much, again, it's compatible across the board.
Okay, perfect.
It reads and writes it's multi-language, it's multilingual.
Right.
So if you said you had a brand X machine, that's okay. It knows how to play nicely.
Awesome. All right, well, let's see what you got on this machine over here.
Okay, so there's all kinds of cool things. So first of all, it comes with the A arm and the B arm, and so does the 6 needle. So you already come with 2 arms and all kinds of hoops. And of course you have the free arm, and we showed you how to thread it, how to do the needle threader. Let's see what's on the screen that we didn't look at last time, because we really kind of rushed through that. So I wasn't confident about the timing. So there's all kinds of stuff included. And so it looks like, oh gosh, there's just these few little things, but on all the machines it's that way, but they're stacked. So when you touch here, you get a whole bunch more things. And sometimes people ask me, why would I want to stitch that thing? That's pretty ugly. It's a test bar. So if you've got new threads and you want to see how the thread works, because not all thread is created equally. We all know that. There's some good stuff, and then there's some not so good stuff out there. And if you've ever had a bad spool, it will make you cry, right? Because it breaks and it's miserable. So that's what this guy is. He's a test bar, and this one has, I think, 9 colors in it. This, of course, is all 10. And then this one is, I don't know, 8 or 9. And then you can add the 10th color by putting a monogram in it. So that gives you an idea of what that is. And then here again, that opened up a bunch more categories, and you can scroll through. And I'm not going to scroll through them all because, like I said, there's, what did I say, 1,000 designs. So I don't think we want to go through all that. I also have some things that are sitting right here that I can show you in real life. And I'm going to show you this, because if I can figure out which camera to go to. Ha! Look at that. I'm getting better here. I'm sorry, it's not level. There we go. We talked about my design center. I wrote my name on a piece of paper, and no, I actually wrote it on the sewing machine screen, on the embroidery machine screen, and it stitched it out. So this little tote bag is totally mine. I made it in, with the embroidery there, and the signature is actually my signature. Is that cool?
That is one of my favorite demos that I've seen you do, Coleen. It's so cool.
It's so fun. That's the thing. I like to have fun. I mean,
right.
This is fun for me. So let's look at some of these other caps. I've got a flat brim cap here, and I'm going to hold it up because these are real popular with the kids. And now I'm going to break down and tell you how much my grandchild paid. And the cap that he had is absolutely no different. Well, it had a black brim and not a blue one. And it didn't say brother. It had 5 letters on it. He paid $52 for it. I'm going to tell you straight up, I did not pay $52 for this cap.
Oh gosh, no way.
No way.
No way.
But that's how much people are willing to pay. Not every person and not in every situation, but this is a flat brim, and it is totally flat. And if you do something with it, it goes right back to flat. So that's the difference between a flat brim and a normal. And now I'm going to show you a snap back now. Oh my goodness, how'd I do that? Snap back again. You do something to it and it snaps right back. How did I get Disney? What one machine can do that, but only for your own family. The persona. Isn't he beautiful on there?
That is so cute. I could see all of those, like a family Disney trip. We all embroider caps for each other. Like, that just seems like such an awesome thing.
Oh, so seriously, one of our customers that has a machine did outfits, a character outfit for each child, not an outfit,
Oh.
embroidered, like one child was all dopey and one
Oh, that's
child was
amazing.
all something else.
I
And
love
so there was
that.
never any fighting about whose backpack, whose cap, whose sweatshirt, because they had that character on it. It was like,
It's
oh
perfect.
my gosh.
It's
So
perfect.
this is one that you saw a photograph of, but now you can see it in living color. That cool? So this is a 14-inch design. So you can go from, it's literally from ear to ear. And then I have another one that I think I have. Oh, no, I don't. Oops. I thought I had one where I had done it with 3 different ones. This is another one of the caps that I like to show because this is, no, I did not stitch that checkered flag on it. I bought that. And because if I'd have done it, the lines would have matched up. First of all, they wouldn't be all wonky like that. But seriously, but what's important is that people love these and they will pay big buckaroos for these for a theme or an outing. And they're fun and they're easy peasy to do. And I have another one. This one is off of the 6 needle. And this is what I call a grunge cap because see, it looks already worn out, but you buy them that way. Isn't that
And
beautiful?
and you know what I'm noticing about these two, Colleen, is how close you can get to the brim
I
with these
know.
frames.
I'll just hold my finger down there.
Exactly. That
That's
is
pretty
so
cool.
close.
I know.
And even on that flat brim too, which I know can get really challenging, that is it was stitched super close to the brim, or at least closer than I would have expected.
No, it's because of the machine, and that new flat brim
Yeah,
cap is so nice because it is so close. And like
right.
I said, it's just so easy peasy to make it work. I wonder, I was gonna say I've got my flat brim cap frame over here. I wonder how much time do we have? Do I have enough time if I can move a camera to see it?
Yeah, we've got about 15 more minutes.
Okay, I'm going to switch you to where the PowerPoint is so that you don't have to see the camera move
Okay,
as
sounds great.
I try to move it, okay?
In the meantime, I'll show you guys the a little comparison that we have. So we've been talking a little bit about the PR 1055X. That's the machine that Colleen has been working on right now. This machine, it is a 10 needle embroidery machine, absolutely fantastic. It's a workhorse. It really is. There are a lot of amazing features, a lot of built-in designs. It has a 14 by 8 embroidery area. But one question that we get a lot is people are always wondering, how does this one measure up to the older 1050X? So I wanted to get together a few details just to show you how different these are. They just have a few differences. So the 1055 has that wireless LAN connectivity along with the USB cable. The PR 1050 just has the USB. Now you're going to have almost 200 more designs, built-in designs on the 1055. There are 173 embroidery patterns compared to the 1050's 123. Almost 5 or over 500 or 100, excuse me, over 100 more decorative fonts, a bunch of quilt sashing designs, which the 1050 does not have. And the 1055 has a 1600% magnifier, whereas the 1050 just has 800%. So these are just a few things to consider if you are, maybe you have a 1050 and if you're interested in upgrading, something like that. These are just a few of the different features that are between the two of these. And if you are curious, in the description, we do have a link to a comparison chart between these two. And I believe the new 680W is also on that comparison chart. So if you're curious and you want to see how these 10 and 6 needle machines stack up compared to each other, definitely take a look at that. It is in depth. Brother has put that together for us. So we are incredibly grateful that they have put it together, that information for us. It's really comprehensive. And let's see, I'm checking to see if we have any other questions in the chat, but I don't think we do. So you guys, if you are just joining us, that is okay. I know we've been streaming for a little over an hour now, but if you missed something and you want to go back, you can totally rewatch this show after we go off the air. It will be available on our Facebook channel or our Facebook page and our YouTube channel for posterity. It's there. It's over on our AllBrands Show playlist. We have a little bit under 100 episodes. So if you want some more education, that is the place to go. Check us out. Subscribe to the channel if you like us on Facebook if you have not yet. And don't forget, we will be giving away a $100 gift card very soon. And Coleen is back. So let's see what we got.
So what I did, good job, Callie. Thank you. So what I did is I put the cap frame driver on so you can see it. It's a smaller unit. And then over here, I'm just going to grab this off. This is the part that I pointed out to you earlier on the stand because, you know, if you tried to put this round cap on together on a table, it would make you say not so nice words. I promise you. I promise you. So don't ask me how I know that.
Definitely not personal experience.
No. So I pulled this off and then I decided to put it back on so you could see it on here. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to pull the little headband off so you can see it. All right. You know, there we go. So this is the little headband that we were talking about. And like I said, for you girls, you probably all at some time or another had to wear a headband. And this is what it looks like right here. And there's little teeth markings right there. And there's a big tooth marking. And guess where the big tooth goes? Yeah, you got it. The big tooth goes right on the center line of the cap. So you line it up like that. Center line of the brim, center line of the cap. Keep the teeth right in. Easy. Some design this because it is easy. And then I'm going to take it and I'm going to put it on here. And I just spread that cap, the headband, just like you do your own, and just push it in. I will tell you this, that my room is not normally this dark. It's dark for the camera. So I feel like I'm feeling by braille. And then you latch it. And then you can either push down from the top or pull on both sides, whichever is your comfort zone, until you have it locked into place. And then there's a couple of clips. Mine are over here, so I'm going to grab them. And you just put the clips on like that. And then pop this fella off. Now, obviously, this is not going to work. So you twist it sideways. Can you see that? So I have it sideways. And I'm going to just slide it right over. And there is a little piece that I don't have out that it's called a spacer. It's a little black piece. And when you pop it into place, let me see if I can get my head out of the way and still pop it into place. Not very easily without seeing what I'm doing. But that's how it pops into place, and you're ready to go.
Now, which cap frame is this one? We have a question, or somebody was wondering on YouTube.
This is the new one. It's the PR CF5.
There you go, Holly. Hopefully that answers your question. We did have a question from Patty, and maybe you'll know the answer to this, Coleen, or if Brother has something. Patty was saying that she has the wideband cap frame and something isn't lining up right for her. So she's wondering if Brother has maybe a video showing how to use that particular cap frame.
So that's the one I was talking about. That's the 14-inch. And it's not lining up right. There's a mark on the band of the cap frame, and that should line up with the center of your cap. So I'm not
Yeah, I
quite
feel like we
sure.
probably have to see it
Yeah,
or something to kind of diagnose the problem.
it's really hard to spot check from this angle, for
But
sure.
Patty, we're gonna keep that in mind. You know, we're always planning new video tutorials, so that is something we will definitely write down for the future. If you were still having trouble, we'll definitely look into that.
Any other questions?
Let's see.
You guys are good.
No, I know everybody has been so great with questions these last two longer shows that we've done. They've been last week we had some questions. We had some questions that stumped me and Heather. We actually reached out to Brother for some answers there because we weren't quite sure.
You know, one thing that we did not show them, Callie, is this. We did not show them the scan mat, and I'm gonna.
Yes.
This is the scan board. It comes with it, and it comes with 6 magnets, and you just put your paper, whatever you're wanting to use, drawing with your name on it, whatever. You can write on the screen. If you don't want to write on the screen, like I was copying my father's handwriting, so I had that on a recipe card, and I took it off the recipe card. So I put the recipe card on here and secure it with the magnets. Then it scans it, and then it duplicated my father's handwriting.
Oh, that's awesome.
It was one of our favorite recipes that Dad made every year for Christmas. And I shared that with my family in Dad's handwriting, which was really fun.
That's incredible.
Yeah, and it was
So
fun.
let's see. We got a little bit of a follow-up from Patty here. Patty said that it lines up to put the cap on, but when I put it in the machine, something goes off. I've used others and it's been fine, but nobody seems to know what the issue is.
Okay, I would put the hat driver on, and then I would turn the machine off, and I would turn it back on again. Sometimes when the hat driver is being installed, if you're pushing or pulling a little bit hard on it, it can get it out of alignment.
Well, hopefully that's a potential solution there, Patty. Hopefully that helps you out a little bit.
I have seen that happen before. In fact, I'll tell a funny story. I went to a dealer, and the person had a brand new 10 needle, and she had sewn through 2 PR hoops. I didn't even know you could do that. Of course, it broke the needles and damaged the hoops.
Oh, sure.
And they said, you know, we can't fix what she's doing. We keep giving her new hoops, but she keeps sewing through them. And so I said, well, I want you. She said, show me how to do it. And I said, no, you show me how to do it.
Right.
And what she was doing was she was standing on the side of the hoop, and as she was attaching it, she was pushing the arm out of alignment. So the machine never knew where the arm was.
Right.
So I told her, from now on, put the hoop on and then turn the machine off and back on again so it can recenter. And then you'll be okay.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Oh, and yes. Oh, sorry, Colleen, go ahead. Yeah.
No, go ahead. That's fine.
Oh, so we just had a quick comment from Patricia over on Facebook. She did not realize that the rotary blade has to be ordered separately. But yes, unfortunately, Patricia, even if you do get the new scan and cut, you will have to order that rotary blade separately. But I'll tell you what, fantastic decision to order it separately. It is amazing. It is awesome. It is so awesome. I'm not sure if we've gotten our shipment of those yet, but pre-order them with us if not, because we should be getting those very, very soon, like in the next couple weeks or so. So definitely take a look at those. And guys, if you have a scan and cut, definitely look into that rotary blade. It is, oh my gosh, it's awesome.
It's so precise. It cuts really tiny little, oh my goodness, it's wonderful.
Yeah. Oh, it's incredible.
The engineering.
Patty followed up with us again. So Patty, if you are near an AllBrands store, please come check out the store and come in and see if we can help you out with that. I'm not sure where you're located, but definitely come to one of our stores and take a look. We would be glad to help you out with that cap frame issue for sure.
Yeah, it's baffling.
Yeah, and I know that can get very frustrating, but that's why we definitely want to help you out if we can with that issue. Gosh, Colleen, this has been such an informative show. I've learned a lot. I can tell everyone at home has learned a lot. This has really been awesome.
Well, good. I had fun. I hope you guys did too. And I hope that you'll
Yeah.
remember and take a look at the 10 needle, the 6 needle, or a little
Yes.
baby persona with that free arm for
Even the persona
adding
is
to
so good.
your repertoire.
Yeah. And so Glenda was actually wondering, Glenda was wondering, does the new rotary blade work with the old scan and cuts? And yes, I believe the rotary blade does. Glenda, if you're curious and you didn't tune in last week, we went super in depth with the scan and cuts and the luminaire with Heather Banks. So take a look at last week's. It's about an hour and 45 minutes or so, but it is jam packed with info. So if you are
It has
curious
to
about
be one of the
anything,
new auto blade ones.
yeah, I think that's the only
I think
stipulation.
that's the caveat. It has to be one of those that has an auto blade.
Definitely. And guys, so again, we have all of the products that we've talked about today on a category page for the show. So if you are curious, I know we went over a lot. So if you are curious about any of the products that we featured on the show today, definitely take a look at that category page. We have so many. We have the cap frames, the actual machines. So if you're curious about those and the features, we have those as well. We have all of the playbooks, the frames that we talked about. And that's not even getting into any of the other frames that brands like Durkee or Dime make that are compatible with some of these machines too. I mean, there are so many accessories that you can get with these machines. They're incredible.
One thing to remember is that if it's a brother made hoop, the machine will recognize and identify it.
Yeah.
If it is not, then you must be very, very careful to trace first.
Very careful. Definitely be careful. You don't want to damage your machine.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, I don't think we have any other questions. I think we're good. I mean, Colleen, you're just so dang good at answering everybody's questions already that we don't have any more in the comments.
Well, that's good. Let's see. We have
Yeah.
a couple of minutes. Is there anything you think I need to show them? We can go back to the
Well,
screen.
no. I was gonna say, so here, I mean, I can show the machine that you were working on again, just a few of the features on that 1055X. And I'm Colleen, I know you've had the 1055X for a hot minute. What's one of your favorite features about this one?
Oh man.
There's so many.
Yeah, I was going to say I only get one. Oh no, I'm in trouble now.
Hey, you can list off a laundry list, all good.
Yeah. Let's see. What was the most amazing to me when I got it? Because that's always the telling moment.
Yeah,
It's so smooth and so quiet, and
right.
the way that it runs is amazing. I actually found when I went from a multi-needle to a single needle that my time for doing certain projects was cut in half.
Yeah,
So that was kind of
definitely.
eye-opening. It was like, oh,
Yeah,
sure. I always just think of it as threading the needle, but no, when this guy's doing it, and he knows where the next color is, and he's going to go grab
right,
it.
right,
And
yeah.
it's just kind of amazing.
I really love the wireless connection too. I think that's amazing. I'm pretty sure you can link up to 10 machines
You
together.
can,
I
you
think
absolutely can link up to 10 machines.
yeah.
And the wireless, the first time I tried it, I was just blown away because I hadn't lifted my finger off of the send button yet, and I could hear the machine ding that it
It's
had
already
gotten
there.
a new design. So I was like, okay, that's impressive.
Really amazing. And Tracy, yes, you did hear that correctly. PE Design 11 will play nicely with other brands. So
Any
if
brand.
you yes. Yes. So, and we do carry that. It's over on the category page. So if you don't have PE Design 11 and you are considering it, check out our website, check out our page for that. And also download the free trial. It's free. You have nothing to lose. Check it out. See if you like it. And I mean, yeah, obviously, of course, some of the features are going to be a bit more limited on the free trial, but definitely worth looking into if you're really considering, customizing designs or say there's like Colleen mentioned earlier, there's a design you're not happy with that you want to change a little bit. It's up to you.
There's so many designs that you want to alter just a hair or add
Right?
to. And This makes it so simple.
Right. And Delia, unfortunately, no, I don't think there is a playbook for PE design. I think the
No,
playbooks
but
are
we
just
have videos. We do have several videos online on how to use it.
yeah.
But I don't think there is a playbook for
As
that.
far as I'm aware.
But it is an amazing program, and I think that once you sit down in front of it, I think you'd be pretty surprised at how the flow through makes it very easy to pick up on.
Yes. Oh, yes. Peg actually had a really good question. And after I answer this question, we will go ahead and pull for that gift card. But Peg on Facebook was wondering, how do we get pricing? So, guys, if you are near one of our stores, and I'm going to put up all of our store locations right now, these are all of our store locations. So, if you are near one of our stores, please come visit us or give us a call at whatever number it is for your local store. We also have all this information on our website, obviously. But if you do want to learn a little bit more about these machines, come in, actually see it for yourself, get pricing, please come visit us. We are open. I believe our Metairie store is still under construction after Hurricane Ida, unfortunately, but everywhere else should be open for sure. So hopefully that answers your question. You can come stop by and see us because we would be so happy to see you in our store. And I think that's all we got. I think that's all we got for today.
Hooray. Well, thank you for inviting us into your homes. I really enjoyed it, and I hope you've enjoyed it too.
Yes. Oh, Coleen, thank you so much for coming on the show. It is always awesome to
Absolutely.
have you. And you'll be at Houston. We'll be going a little bit more in depth into some of these machines. So if you've already got one and you want to learn more, or say, you buy one in the next couple days and you're trying to learn more with our awesome financing, then yeah, take a look. Check us out at Houston. We will have a ton of information, not just about multi-needle machines, but about a bunch of other brother products as well.
Right.
So there's that. But let's go ahead and pull for that AllBrands $100 gift card real quick. You can use that to pick up some accessories for your 10 needle or for your multi-needle if you don't have, say a particular frame or something. I believe we may be allowing coupons on some of those. So I'm going to go ahead and pull for a name, and our winner is, drum roll please, in the chat. Drum roll please. Our winner is Nilda. Oh my gosh, Nilda, it's your first time here. Well, you just won a gift card. So congratulations.
That's pretty exciting.
Oh my goodness. Nilda, that is really awesome. I hope that you are still here and you're still watching. Please email events@allbrands.com with your name, your address, and your phone number if you are still watching to claim that prize. And congratulations. We will get that gift card out to you. That is so awesome. And again, this is it. So please join us next week. We'll also be having another one of these 90-minute shows that go a little bit more in depth into some of these awesome brother machines. So please join us then. Go ahead and check us out on social media if you haven't yet to keep up with what we're doing, and come see Coleen over at our booth for the Houston Quilt Festival, because she's going to have some awesome information, and come say hello to us. We would love to see you.
We would love to see you.
So yes, Nilda, yes, you did win. That is you. That is you. So congrats. Oh my gosh. All right, everyone. Well, this is the AllBrands Show signing off. We hope that you have enjoyed today's show, and we will be back next week, so don't miss it. And in the meantime, have a great rest of your week. Have a great weekend, and we will see you then. Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.